Are you looking for a visa sponsorship job here in the UK? Then this video is for you. Now, for the last couple of months, over a year now, I've been working with different individuals on my one-to-one session to help land jobs in tech. And there are so many lessons that has been learned over the last couple of months. Lots of my students on the one-to-one session who have been able to get a job, some of the mistakes they were making before we met, and some of the things that we had to change on their future application. So if you're currently in the UK on a student visa, or you're on a graduate road visa, or you're even on a care visa sponsorship and you're trying to get a professional job that will give you visa sponsorship, then you want to stick to this video till the end, as I'll be telling with you the things you need to change on your application, what exactly you're doing wrong. And if you'd like us to jump on a quick call, one-to-one session, go to the description of this video, click on the link to have a one-to-one chat with me. We're going to jump on a call and get all the questions you might have answered. So yeah, if you're looking for visa sponsorship, then don't go anywhere. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And by returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. I've worked with a lady for the last couple of weeks. She trained with Tech Drive, and one of the benefits of training with Tech Drive is that you get some help when you start getting interviews, and also your CV work done among many other things. And there are some of the mistakes that she has been making before she got into the training with Tech Drive, and we're able to like correct some of those changes. And I'm going to talk about some of those mistakes that so many people watching this video might be making the same mistake, and how you can actually avoid them. Now, one of the mistakes she made when she was applying on her own was that she focused majorly on contacting recruiters. Now, it's not a bad thing to contact recruiters when it comes to jobs. Now, even for me personally, I had my own experience, my share of experience, with recruiters here in the United Kingdom. And the reason is that for immigrants, basically, for those who are in need of visas, it becomes a bit challenging to get a job with recruiters because many of the roles with the recruiters are contract roles. It means that they only give you, jobs that pays very well. However, it's for a short period of time. So, for example, I recently got contacted by a recruiter that was like, "Oh, Dan, I've got a job for you. I can see the fantastic job you do on LinkedIn, the amazing resources you provide, and your work experience, and I would like to propose a job for you." And I was quite excited because when I saw the job description to something I am already doing at the moment of my job role, and the pay was very good. I think the pay, according to the document sent to me, the pay daily. So I think I'll be paid about for £20 on a daily basis. However, it's for a 3 month contract. Yeah. So if I'm getting that kind of job, obviously a job that is not a full time or a permanent job don't oftentimes come with sponsorship. And that was one of the mistakes people are making. Now, it's not a bad thing to start your career working with recruiters that probably give you short, period of short contracts, but just to be that work experience. But you should understand that most of those jobs don't come with visa sponsorship. So that was what she's been doing. So she's been contacting most of these recruiters just to see if they've got like opportunities for her, and which makes sense. See, she obviously was not being selected in most of those jobs. And the reason is because most of these recruiters are giving you, or selling you to an employer who is going to work with you for a short period of time. They don't have the time to train you. So most of these recruiters are always looking for people who have got years of experience, those who can get on the job and start working immediately. You get what I mean? And if you're new in the UK, you recently finished your master's program, you obviously don't have that UK experience. So most of those recruiters won't take you seriously because they know you probably still need some training, some help in getting up to speed with working in the UK. So one of the mistakes you should avoid doing is targeting mostly recruiters. Many of them don't have, sponsorship and rules. So that was one thing we had to do. We had to like cut the number of applications she was pushing out to, to recruiters, and that really helped because there were other things that we had to put in place that helped her get a first data analytics job. So if you know your situation is quite different because everybody has got like peculiar situation, and you like to jump on a one-to-one call with me to help answer all the questions you might have about getting or landing a job in the UK in data analytics, business analysis, project management, cybersecurity, any job role at all, then you should want to click on the link in the description, jump on the one-to-one session. We're going to book a call conversation for us to talk through, have a look at your CV, talk to the things you need to do differently, and you can then start pushing out your application the right way. Now, and that strategy we had to put in place for her after we've been able to, cut the number of application pushed to recruiters. The next step is now to start applying to bigger organizations. Now, the emphasis on big organizations. Now, the reason for this is because most of organizations in the UK, even though they have the license to sponsor, many of them are actually a bit reluctant to spend. Trust me, I've gone on my student. I recently got a job with an automobile company here in the UK, somewhere in Manchester, and the organization sponsored him. It was for a management accountant role. They sponsored the visa and they paid for his visa application fee, IHS fee for himself, his wife, and their baby. How fantastic. So that's a lot of money. I think according to him, because they applied for him first, when his visa came out, then they applied for his family. Now, for him alone, the organization spent £8,000 because they have like this immigration lawyer they consult. So just for him alone, £8,000. Now multiply that by three. That's a lot of money. So if you're applying to organizations that would sponsor you, make sure it's a very big organization that has the capacity to want to invest such an amount of money to sponsor. And that's why the first thing you do whenever you're pushing out the application is before you apply for any job, and if you're very desperate for for sponsorship, make sure you check out the organization on gov.uk to see if they have the license to sponsor. I've seen so many people apply, spend hours applying for jobs, spend lots of money traveling to attend interview invites, only for them to discover that the organization don't have sponsorship. That's should be the first thing you should look out for. Make sure you check if the employer has sponsorship. Now, the second thing you need to do is that you need to make sure your application stand out. And that was one thing we did. So we're able to work on a CV. I have a CV writing service. Just want to check the description of this video. And I've helped, hundreds of people write their CV, and many of them, for those who don't follow me on Instagram, I've posted loads of job offers we've gotten in my community. Now, writing your CV and making sure your application stand out is extremely important. Now, trust me, there are lots of people applying for the same job you're applying for, and the only way for you to gain competitive advantage is to have some appropriate keywords on your CV. So if you're not sure if that CV has the appropriate keyword, then you want to check out my CV writing service so they can help you write your CV, give you a top-notch CV that will definitely give you competitive advantage and help with you landing your first job interview. Now, trust me, this is tested and trusted. All right. So you need to make sure that your application stands out, put in the right keywords. And if you're struggling on how to go about that, then you want to jump either on the one-to-one call with me or jump on this CV I'm writing. The next thing is that you need to make sure you know your stuff. Now, there's a difference between you knowing your stuff and your potential employer knowing that you actually do know your stuff. And I think that's what most people struggle with. Now, I know a lot of people who have got all the technical skills. I know a particular person who jumped on my one-to-one session a couple of months ago. The guy is good, honestly. I even had to tell him, see, don't spend any money on training. You've got all the skill sets required to get a data analyst job. However, you need to make sure that you're able to project on your CV so that those employers, those potential recruiters actually do know that you know your stuff. And that's where making your application stand out comes into play. Okay, we can have an extensive long conversation on how you can make sure you achieve that. So know your stuff, learn the required technical skills, and make sure that you also state that categorically on your application so they actually do know you know what you're doing. You understand what I mean? So yeah, make sure you start pushing that application. And one last thing I'm going to say in this video, if you want me to give you more details about this, you can jump on my one-to-one session. Now, one last thing is that you need to know is that you need to make sure that you keep applying. Now, getting a job in the UK is a number game. You need to push out as many applications as possible. Don't let anybody tell you that there's no sponsorship job in the UK. That's a lie. I got about 6 different sponsorship roles in the same country within the space of 18 months. So it tells you that it is very much possible. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So yeah, those are the strategies you need to put in place. If you need more details, jump on my one-to-one session. Let's have a chat. Just click the link in the description of this video. I'm also going to pin the link in the comment section. Let's jump on the one-to-one session. If you want to get your CV written, also click on the link for the CV writing service, and we get you started on your journey to getting your first visa sponsorship role here in the United Kingdom. I hope you find this video resourceful, informative. If you do, please click on the like button. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, do also hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.